April 3, 2023. Good day all. This is a message from Sierra Victor. We continue with our current program based on a book named Spy Secrets That Can Save Your Life by Jason Hansen, as a baseline. The information, techniques, and skills is applicable and adapted to the high crime environment in South Africa. Chapter 1. Survival Intelligence. You're about to acquire some exciting new skills. After following this program, you'll know how to escape quickly out of duct tape and rope and will know how to tell if someone is lying to you or trying to social engineer you into an unwelcome situation. That being said, the skills you're about to learn need to be accompanied by something equally important called survival intelligence. In short, survival intelligence involves having the confidence to know that you can respond appropriately in any emergency situation. You can react quickly and smartly during a crisis using the tools you have on hand. You're prepared and know you can provide for your family's safety. Because survival intelligence is as important as the skills contained in this program, we include 7 easy-to-follow rules to help you achieve and maintain it. Following these rules will put you in the best position possible to protect yourself and your family. Rule 1. Practice adaptability. Life is rarely completely cut and dry. My intelligence training has taught me that while knowing what to do in emergency situations is important, ultimately it's being adaptable that can save you. As you learn various skills throughout the book, keep in mind that it's your ability to put them into practice in unexpected situations that can make the biggest difference. Life doesn't always go as planned, and it's crucial to be ready to tackle what it throws at you with the tools you have on hand. The best part about this rule is that it isn't hard to practice. You'll see that while being a fast, strong, powerful person is great, there's a limit to how helpful this can be if you're unable to adapt to a new and potentially threatening situation. Make a point of cultivating adaptability whenever you can. Rule 2. Be self-reliant. Things like self-reliance and personal responsibility are to be valued. This goes beyond personal philosophy. Throughout this program you're going to be reading about some situations that ended tragically, and unnecessarily so, often due, at least in part, to a lack of self-reliance. It is our hope that everyone who reads this book will see the importance of being able to act for himself or herself in an emergency situation. We believe it is crucial to have both the tools on hand and the ability to act to save yourself if necessary. Our country has faced some challenging times that have tested the self-reliance of many people. For example, high crime statistics and civil disturbances have resulted in many people realizing they must fend for themselves in the aftermath of a crisis. As you'll see in this program, some people were more prepared to do this than others. While we believe self-reliance is a key trait when it comes to survival, there's another reason it's valuable. When we learn to be self-reliant, we put ourselves in a position to help others. It is our hope that after this program, the skills we're going to teach you, combined with a strong sense of self-reliance, will put you in a stronger position to be useful to others in an emergency situation. Rule 3. Don't be a hero. The rule about not being a hero isn't about not taking action and isn't about not being a valued, helpful member of society. This rule is about being a bigger person and having the good sense to walk away from a potential confrontation even if there is a part of you that doesn't want to. As an example, when your ego gets challenged by a drunk fool at your local fuel station, think about the bigger picture. Getting into a fist fight might get you hammered in front of your children, or worse, might end up with you being arrested for a situation which you could have slid. In South Africa, once being charged with assault and found guilty by a court, you will forfeit your right to own a firearm. Think about the bigger picture, if the fight is worth the consequences. If you end up in jail, who will protect your family? We all know that there is no real objective justice system in South Africa. One race group can do and say whatever they want, while another gets convicted and punished. Beware of being lured or ambushed into using words or responding by action. It's best to avoid escalation. You don't need to put yourself at risk of meeting that one guy who has better skills than you or someone who happens to get lucky that day with a legal system that favors him immediately. Feel empowered by the skills you have, but be smart about when you use them. Justice will be served onate. Rule 4, Movement saves lives. Movement saves lives. This is also known as getting off of the X. The concept works in a couple of ways, and we'll outline how to handle various scenarios in greater detail in later chapters. To give you the basic idea, think about it this way. If someone comes at you with a knife, you have a couple of immediate choices. You can move out of the way or you can get stabbed. We're obviously simplifying the situation, but we want you to see that moving when threatened needs to be your first priority. There are 3 reactions to an emergency situation: to flee, to fight, and to freeze. To freeze is the worst of these options. It allows the circumstance to dictate the outcome. Never freeze. If you can't flee, you should fight. Rule 5, Perception is everything. Perception is important, and we're going to teach you about the various actions you can take to give off a particular perception, whether it's that you're not a person to be messed with and criminals should stay away, or that your house is the one house on the block that a criminal shouldn't dare try to rob. To properly execute these physical and psychological tricks, you need to start being aware of the perceptions both you and others give off. Ask yourself the following questions: do I look like a person who would be an easy victim? Does my house appear uninhabited? Am I walking with confidence? What about those around you? Is the person sitting next to you in a restaurant acting suspiciously? Are you being followed by the man who you just passed in the grocery store? Learning to be aware of perceptions can play a key role in remaining safe. Rule 6, Notice baselines. Being aware of baselines, or what's normal, is a key concept in most intelligence work. You simply can't know if you're about to walk into an unsafe situation unless you're familiar with what's normal for a particular place. Is this street always so crowded? Is the noise level I'm hearing normal? Or has something happened? If you're not acutely familiar with the baseline of your home, your neighborhood, and your place of employment, you will not be properly equipped to know if you are about to be in harm's way and need to take immediate action. Being able to establish a baseline is a key component for any intelligence work. Rule 7, Practice situational awareness at all times. No amount of training can keep you safe if you do not practice situational awareness. If your nose is buried in your smartphone or you're having a distracting conversation while walking down the street, the tactics for knowing if you're being followed, for example, aren't going to work. Again, you're going to be hearing about some senseless tragedies that could have been prevented if situational awareness had been practiced. We won't promote paranoia, just a healthy sense of what's happening around you. Situational awareness is what enables you to get off the X before you're attacked or to cross the street before you're mugged. It takes practice and some dedication, but it's doable, and it may save your life. Thank you for listening or reading this message. We will continue in our next message on spy secrets that could save your life, with Chapter 2. Situational awareness. Please feel free to use and distribute as needed. Our messages are not by any means enticing you to a revolution of sorts, but rather to equip you with the necessary theoretical background in order to assist local armed forces or police in stabilizing a SHTF situation. Please contact any admin on any Sierra Victor group for our previous material or search for our channel on YouTube. We wish you well. Sierra Victor.